Tattoo artists, what pieces are you tired of doing? If I have to tattoo the entire Declaration of Independence on one more fat dude's back, I'm going to scream. Went to a tattoo artist in Nogo once. He asked what I was thinking of doing. I said, I want an outline of, and he just sighed and said, listen dude, I'm sorry, but if I have to tattoo Pikes Peak one more time I'm gonna lose it. For the record, I was asking for a rat, and he apologized profusely, but I thought it was hilarious. I know 3 different coloradans with Pikes Peak tattoos. Me scanning this thread looking for descriptions of my tattoos. But 20 years from now there's gonna be a lot of old people with mandala tattoos and tree silhouettes. Not an artist, but as I was setting up my last appointment, my artist and I were talking at the front desk, and the person at the reception at the desk took a call, said just a minute and asks my artist, hey Kev, do you have time for a walk-in today? He looks over and says maybe, what do they want? An infinity loop or they on hold? Yes. Fuck that, I'm so fucking sick of infinity loops. Tell them I'm busy. So I think infinity loops for Kev. From my tattoo artist friend. Pocket watches surrounded by roses. Basically anything from Pinterest. Bird silhouettes, live laugh love, infinity symbols, etc. Mine told me he is refusing to do any more forests around someone's arm. The Chinese word for water or hope or whatever else cliché term. Fucking snake coming out of the eye of a skull, and why does the guy who wants this tattoo always have a perfectly groomed goatee? Tattoo artist from Alabama here. I am not religious at all, but I think I've ascribed the entire Bible on human flesh at this point. For Australian artists. Southern Cross tattoos. Not an artist, but the tattoo shop I go to back home in the Caribbean has a running tally of how many times they have to tattoo palm trees on girls' ankles. I worked as a shop manager for a little bit. My boss, the head artist, was getting super burned out on big cats, specifically lions, wearing crowns. In about a month, he'd done 5 realistic lions and a panther, wearing crowns on dudes who wanted to feel like kings. I had to start politely turning them down when people called to inquire about them. Sorry, Ian's not really interested in doing more big cats this month. I hate when couples get each other's names tattooed on each other's arm and crap, because then like 2 weeks later the dude will come back for a cover-up because they broke up. It drives me up the wall. I see a lot of people with the Harry Potter Deathly Hallows symbol. Overdone yet? My wife is a tattoo artist. She's not tired of doing anything, as long as the price is right and you're cool. You could be getting the sweetest tattoo ever, but if you can't sit still, bring 3 friends and 2 toddlers, and share way too much information about your personal life, that's a hard no. Clocks. Asked my buddy. He said, if I have to do another goddamn Latin paragraph on a chick's ribs, I'm gonna shoot my brains out. Ironically, he was doing one on his GF at the time he told me. I'm not a tattoo artist, but one of my best friends has gotten a bunch of tattoos recently, 4 or 5, and they all look like the kinds of designs that would grace the cover of an off-brand Walmart notebook. I feel shitty because she wants them to be meaningful, but they just look like someone phoned in the design for a few bucks and a Dr. Pepper. From my 2 artists, from a tattooed gal, infinity symbols, tramp stamps and anchors with the words, Don Sink. None. I'm happy to do all of them. I get my satisfaction from a job well done, not from how cool the tattoo is. Don't get me wrong, I have things I enjoy drawing more than others, but tattooing is a trade first. It's not about me, it's about my client. I have a couple chemistry tattoos, and my artist made a comment about girls getting dopamine, serotonin and oxytocin with the word happiness. Seemed like he might have done a few too many. I apprenticed in a shop but had to move before I was able to start tattooing myself. What I noticed personally is the artists in the shop weren't necessarily tired of doing the same designs as the personality of people getting them. Such as, guy who thinks he has a crazy pain tolerance, but almost passes out, girl guy who freaks her himself out to the point of shaking puking, and backs out at the last minute, and really anyone who could use attention to hygiene. The list goes on and on. This is exactly why I can't get a tattoo. The tattoo artist is going to judge me, and if I'm worried about the tattoo artist judging me, what is everyone else going to think? Then I realize 1. I should not get a tattoo, and 2. I shouldn't care so much what others think. But still, I'm curious how people do Chinese letters if they can't write the language. Same with Hebrew or Arabic. I've heard people say they've stopped doing your name on people's butts. I'd imagine crosses. Damn near everyone with tattoos have a cross somewhere, lol. Semicolons. It has a great meaning, but damn everyone wants one. Those anchors Lamau why? No regerts. All tats are cool as hell to do, no getting tired of any designs. Want that lemniscate? I can do those forever. Titty chandelier? Let's hang em. Watercolor bird explosion, I got plenty in stock. Crossing out Chad's name and getting Luke's instead? Third time's a charm. Seriously, people are paying you actual money for art. If you're getting tired of that, you're in the wrong damn business. Everything is fun if you try to care about it. I wonder how the artists of hyper-realistic porn star facial tattoos feel. NSFW examples. https://i.imgur.com/1lpqy6v.jpg https://i.imgur.com/vf4hwnm.jpg. Deleted. I'm glad my tattoo idea of the Voyager isn't here. My grandpa is an artist, and so I showed him this post, and immediately he said butterflies on an obese person's lower back. I can't tell you how many of those fuckers I drawn over stretch marks, yikes. Facial tattoos on people who don't have bodysuits. Shadow birds and infinity symbols with children's names within them. Never again. Fucking crowns armed, do I fucking hate crowns. With that being said, I did one tonight. 1. Snakes. 2. Skulls. 3. Snakes coming out of skulls. I got my first, which was an original design integrating my kids' and wife's initials. Some people think it looks like a stereotypical tribal tattoo, but my opinion about tattoos is the same as steaks when someone tells me how I should have it cooked. When you're the one paying for it, and the one edging it, or putting it on your body, I'll give a shit what your opinion is. Get a tat that matters to you. Screw everybody else's opinion. Unless it's a swastika, then we all think you're a douchebag. It's an anchor to symbolize I can't be held down. I always say that roses and clock faces are this decade's tribal tats that will be out of fashion in a big way soon. My guy spent the entire time he was doing my last tat raging against the people coming in for Harry Potter tats. He's got a big sign up on the entrance stating not to even ask. Infinity symbols, motherfucker. I swear I thought it was just a fad. They popped up a few years ago, and they were neat the first dozen or so times I had to do them. Owning a shop in a college town though, I honest to God do at least 30 of these fucking things a week. Every single girl says, oh my god, it's just so unique. I hired to get it in that shrieky sorority girl voice, but yet you're there with 5 other girls getting the same thing with you. That's literally the opposite of unique if there's 5 people in your group alone that is getting it. Oh sure, put your kid's name in there or the word love or peace or a fucking anchor that refuses to sink for some goddamn reason, but it's still just another fucking infinity symbol. Sorry, I went on a rant. These things are the bane of my existence, but I can't say no because they pay the bills like a motherfucker, so it is what it is. Eagles on the other hand, I could do one every damn day of my life, and be a happy man. I have wanted to get a tattoo for ages but am so scared. I want to get the constellations Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. But not as stars, I want them as dots and no lines connecting them. So it's not so obviously a tattoo, but extra dots or beauty marks on my back shoulder. I haven't found a tattoo artist that I like yet to do it. Swastikas. Everyday man. Not a tattooist, but if I was, people getting flags for other countries. Like my great-grandfather's uncle's sister's grandmother was from Ireland, so tattoo their flag on my back because I'm part Irish. I got a fleur-de-lis tattoo in New Orleans. I'm sure that they are sick of that. Still not sorry though. I'm not against face tattoos, I have friends and peers that wear them quite well. My issue is 18-year-olds who want to get them because they want a certain look. Pop culture has made them seem a lot more acceptable than they actually are. At the end of the day, in the majority of careers, they will hinder employment. I just got my first tattoo yesterday, and I'm old. I gave it a lot of thought, and the design was very personal to me. I don't think it's overly common, but the artist told me several in the shop didn't want to do it because of the intricacy. Luckily my artist was badass and did an awesome job. My first tattoo artist said he refused to do anything gang-related, racist, or the Tasmanian devil. Those two fucking birds on the shoulders. My first tattoo was I love you forever and always in my mom's handwriting on my foot. While my tattoo artist was doing it, another artist came in the room to ask what I was getting. When he found out it was script on my foot he asked, "Let me guess, live, laugh, love?" He awkwardly left after we explained it wasn't that and in fact my mom's handwriting. So, I'd say he's sick of that. Late to the party, and my first tattoo was a tramp stamp on my 21st birthday, but one of the things my 2004 tattooist told me was that he was doing at least one Godsmacks on a day, a design from whatever album they had out at the time, and as I was sitting there getting tatted, a dude walks in asking for that exact thing. I busted out laughing, but my guy was professional. He told him he would do it, but that he would feel more comfortable doing something more custom. The guy didn't sway, though, and after I finished up, dude got himself a Godsmack tattoo. Not an artist, but my friend told me what his artist said. My friend has a full sleeve that wraps around to his chest. It's all incredibly well done. He finished his sleeve by getting a tattoo of Virgin Mary on the inside of his bicep. It's done absurdly well. The guy who my friend goes to has some beyond comprehensible talent when it comes to making faces. He has a few other faces as part of his sleeve, and they're all equally as amazing. After his appointment, my buddy told me that his artist told him that the Mary face was the final face he was ever going to tattoo, and he was done with them for good. According to my friend, this guy's talent for tattooing faces isn't a secret, and he gets tons of people requesting him for faces, mostly deceased loved ones or famous people. The guy is apparently so sick of only tattooing faces that he's out of the game. He wanted to focus more on patterns and animals. I'm not an artist so I'd what that's like, but if you're willing to give up tattooing something so well due to sheer volume of frequency, then it must be a lot. The only reason the artist did the face for my friend is because he did the rest of his sleeve and gets along really well with my friend, so he wanted to finish with a bang for a good customer. LPT. If you're like me and just want good art from a variety of talented artists, find an artist that does art you think is rad, then ask them if there is any art they have done on canvas, paper, digital, that they want to do on skin. If they show you something that you would like on your body, you will guaranteed get a tattoo that has that little extra that makes for a great tat. My cousin is an artist and this was his tip to me. Nautical sleeves. I'm from an island, and fuck is it brutal trying to make it unique when every fifth person has one. Anchors, compasses, maps, etc. Feathers and pocket watches are close seconds. I'm an apprentice right now, but practically all of the artists in my shop have agreed on a few things. Infinity symbols, especially with words, anchors, birds, feathers that turn into birds. However, that being said, my mentor followed that up with, but that's your job security. You'll always have girls coming in for the most basic tattoos, and no matter how tired you get of them, they'll pay your bills. I was with a friend who was getting a tattoo, and the artist mentioned he was sick of tattooing this too shall pass. Made sure to pull down my sleeve after he said that. But fuck it, I got it as a reminder when it comes to my bad anxiety, so whatever.